The stadium lights flickered on like 1,000 fireflies waking from a nightmare, casting long shadows across the blood-streaked turf where Jake Harlan lay crumpled. His helmet cracked open like a promise broken. "Alex, get him up. Tell him it's not over," Coach bellowed from the sidelines, his voice cracking with the weight of a season hanging by a thread. But I knew better. Jake's eyes, those storm-blue eyes I'd stolen glances at for months, were already glazing over with defeat. In that frozen heartbeat, as the rival team's cheers drowned out our gasps, I realized my fake friendship had just turned into the realest lie of my life. One that would force me, a nobody bookworm with a secret I buried deeper than the end zone, to drag this fractured team to victory or watch us all burn. I wasn't supposed to be here. Not on the field, not in the huddle, not anywhere near the chaos of Friday night lights in Millwood, Ohio, where football wasn't just a game. It was the heartbeat of a town too proud to admit its pulse was fading. My name's Alex Rivera, and if you'd asked me a year ago where I'd be on a crisp autumn evening, I'd have said curled up in the library with Hemingway or sneaking glances at the cute barista at Brew Haven, not faking a bromance with the golden boy of Millwood High. It started innocently enough, or as innocent as high school conspiracies get. Our team, the Millwood Mavericks, was a powder keg. The jocks divided into cliques like warring factions in some bad teen movie. There were the starters, led by Jake, tall, broad-shouldered, with that effortless grin that could charm a snake out of its skin. And then the benchwarmers, the underdogs as Coach called us. A ragtag bunch of misfits who showed up for the free protein bars and the faint hope of glory. Coach Ramirez pulled me aside after practice one sweltering August afternoon, his clipboard slick with sweat. "Rivera, you're smart. Too smart for your own good. The team's ripping itself apart. Fights in the locker room. Skip drills. Jake's the spark. If he doesn't gel with the rest, we're done." I blinked, wiping grass stains from my jeans. Me? I was the equipment manager, the guy who taped ankles and fetched water bottles, invisible as the laces on a football. Gay in a town where faggot was still locker room slang. I kept my head down, my crushes locked in journals no one would ever read. But Coach saw something, maybe the way I analyzed plays like they were sonnets, diagramming routes on napkins during lunch. "Pretend to be his friend," he said, clapping my shoulder hard enough to bruise. "Get close. Smooth things over. For team peace." So I did. God help me, I did. The first time I accidentally bumped into Jake in the hall, my heart hammered like a bass drum. He was toweling off sweat after gym, his Mavericks jersey clinging to muscles honed from years of dawn runs along the Ohio River. "Hey man, watch it," he laughed. But there was no bite, just that easy Harlan charm. I mumbled something about borrowing notes for history, and boom, we were study buddies. Nights blurred into stolen hours at the diner on Elm Street, where neon signs buzzed like fireflies and the air smelled of grease and possibility. I'd sketch play formations on placemats while he demolished burgers, talking dreams bigger than Millwood. Scholarships to Ohio State, NFL scouts whispering his name. "You're all right, Rivera," he'd say, slinging an arm around my shoulders, oblivious to the electric jolt it sent through me. Like the nerdy little brother I never had. But it wasn't brotherly for me. Every laugh, every high five lingered too long in my mind, replaying like a forbidden reel. I'd lie awake in my cramped room above the auto shop Dad ran, staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin, wondering if Jake's straight as an arrow vibe hid cracks. Rumors swirled, whispers about a summer fling with a counselor at camp, but I shoved them down. This was pretend, remember? For the team. Yet as weeks turned to months, the lines blurred. The fights stopped. Jake started including the bench guys in drills, barking encouragement instead of orders. "Rivera's got the eye, boys, listen up," he'd shout, and suddenly I wasn't invisible. The team gelled, practices hummed with a rhythm we'd lost. Coach nodded approval from the bleachers, but my chest tightened with a secret ache. What if this ended? What if he found out? Halloween brought the first real test. The annual bonfire at Quarry Lake, where bonfires roared and pickup trucks formed a muddy circle under harvest moons. Jake dragged me there, cooler in hand, his flannel shirt unbuttoned just enough to tease. "Come on, Alex, loosen up. You're always so intense." We sat on a log, sparks dancing like fireflies, and he cracked open beers. My first, fizzing sharp on my tongue. The team encircled us, stories flying wild. Ghost tales from the old mill, pranks gone wrong. Then Tommy, the hulking lineman with a chip on his shoulder, leaned in, breath sour. "Harlan, you sure about this shrimp? He's soft. Bet he cries during rom-coms." Laughter rippled, but Jake's arm tensed around me. "Shut it, Tom. Alex is solid. Saved my ass on that history paper. Guy's a genius." Pride swelled, hot and unbidden, but so did fear. Tommy's eyes narrowed, flicking over me like I was prey. "Whatever, man. Just saying." That night, as embers died, Jake walked me home, our boots crunching leaves. The air was crisp, laced with wood smoke and the faint tang of the river. "Ignore Tommy," he muttered. "He's just pissed 'cause you're better than him at everything but blocking." I laughed, but it caught raw too real. We stopped under the street lamp at my stoop, his face half-shadowed, close enough I could count the freckles across his nose. "Thanks, Jake, for this." My voice cracked, and for a split second, his gaze dropped to my lips. Time stretched, electric, until a car horn shattered it. His ride, impatient. He clapped my back, grinned, and was gone. I touched my mouth, heart a wild thing, whispering to the empty night. "What the hell are you doing, Alex?" November blurred into playoff fever. The Mavericks clawed wins from underdogs like us shouldn't dream of. A nail-biter against Rivorton, 21-17. Jake's arm a cannon launching me into hero status when I called an audible that sealed it. Fans chanted my name from the stands. Reaver A. And for the first time, Millwood felt like home, not a cage, but cracks spiderwebbed. Dad, grease under his nails and worry in his eyes, cornered me after a game. "Mijo, this team's changing you. Good or bad?" Mom had left when I was 10, chasing city lights. He raised me solo, teaching me wrenches over whispers. I wanted to spill. About Jake, the pretend, the pull in my gut like gravity, but fine was all I managed. Then came the betrayal, sharp as a blindside hit. It was 2 weeks before regionals. Practice grinding to a halt under gray skies threatening snow. We'd run suicides until lungs burned. Jake barking plays like a general. In the locker room, steam thick as fog, Tommy cornered me at my locker. "Heard something funny, Rivera?" His smirk was oil slick. "You and Harlan, study buddies, huh? Or something more?" My blood iced. "How? A misplaced journal? A glance too long? What are you talking about?" I forced out, but he laughed low and mean. "Saw you at the bonfire. Looking at him like a lost puppy. Tell you what, back off or everyone knows what a freak you are." I bolted, jersey half on, bursting into the chill. Jake was outside tossing a ball against the chain link, alone. "Hey, wait up." He jogged over, concern etching his brow. "Tom giving you shit? I'll handle it." "No, you won't," I thought, the lie choking me. "It's nothing, just tired." But he pressed, hand on my arm warm, steady. "Alex, talk to me. We're friends, right?" The word friends landed like a punch. I yanked away. "Yeah, friends." And ran, the Ohio wind whipping tears I wouldn't let fall. That night I ghosted him. No texts, no diner runs. Coach noticed, the team frayed at edges. Whispers grew. Jake's distracted, passes wild. Then the call came, Jake's dad, voice gravel from the mill shift. "Son's in trouble." Scouts sniffing around, but he's off. Says it's you. My stomach dropped. Pretend over? Exposure? I met Jake at the river bend, dawn painting the water pink. He looked wrecked. Dark circles, hoodie zipped to chin. "What the fuck, Alex? One fight and you bail." Anger flared, then crumpled. "Tommy, he knows. About me. Likes you. Really likes you." The words tumbled, damn broken. Jake froze, processing, then soft, shattered, and I laughed, bitter, and nothing. It was all fake anyway. Coach's idea. Team piece. His face drained, betrayal mirroring mine. Fake? All of it. He stepped back, hurt raw. I thought, shit, Alex, I thought you got me. The real me. Not the star, just Jake. Silence stretched, broken only by the river's murmur. Then quiet. I'm not straight, you idiot. By if you must label. Been waiting for you to say something since the bonfire. My world tilted. You. What? He closed the gap, forehead to mine. Your move, Rivera. We kissed there, tentative, tasting of frost and fear. Lips brushing like a fumbled snap, then deepening with the hunger I'd starved. His hands in my hair, mine on his waist, the world narrowing to heartbeat sync. But Tommy's shadow loomed. He'll tell, I whispered against his neck. Jake pulled back, eyes fierce. Let him. We're done pretending. Regionals hit like a freight train. Millwood's tin-roofed stadium packed with ghosts of seasons past. Faded banners fluttering in the wind off the river. Hot dog vendors hawking nostalgia. We faced the Steelton Steelers, a machine of a team from the industrial sprawl upriver. Their jerseys gleaming like armor under floodlights. Jake and I suited up side by side, our secret a live wire humming between us. No grand declarations yet, just stolen glances in the huddle, his thumb brushing mine when no one looked. Eyes on the prize, coach growled, but his wink said he knew. Somehow the old fox always did. Kickoff blurred into brutality. Steelton's line plowed us like bulldozers, their quarterback, a smug senior named Vance, slinging lasers that pinned us back. Jake dropped the first pass, rattled, his focus splintering under the roar. Harlan, wake up! Tommy bellowed from the line, but his glare slid to me venomous. Halftime loomed at 14-3, our sideline a funeral procession. In the locker room, steam curling like accusations, Tommy exploded. This is bullshit. Harlan soft, too busy mooning over him. He jabbed a meaty finger at me, faces turning. Jake surged forward. Back off, Tom. It's football, not your witch hunt. The room detonated. Shoves, shouts, fists flew, Tommy's haymaker glancing Jake's jaw. I dove in, pulling Tommy back, my wiry frame no match but fury fueling me. Enough! We're a team? Or was that all fake too? Coach burst in, whistle shrieking. Out! All of you, cool off. But damage done. Fractures deeper than bruises. Jake iced his face in the hall, me beside him, guilt gnawing. This is my fault, I muttered. He cupped my chin, thumb tracing the split lip I'd earned. Ours. But we fight through, Alex. Together. Second half ignited. Jake's arms steadied, passes threading needles through defenses. I called audibles from the sidelines, equipment guy turned tactician, my voice cutting the chaos. Switch to flood right. On the next drive, it clicked. Jake lofted a spiral to our wideout, tireless kid named Marcus, who hauled it 40 yards for 6. Crowd erupted, Millwood faithful stomping bleachers till they shook. But Tommy sulked, missing blocks, his sabotage subtle as rust. Steelton punched back, Vance scrambling for a touchdown that buried us 21-10. Fourth quarter, clock bleeding out, we huddled at our 20. Jake's eyes met mine, storm blue, unyielding. One shot, trust me. He faked the handoff, rolled left, defenders crashing like waves. I held breath from the bench, world tunneling. He planted, launched. The ball arced, moon-kissed, into Marcus's hands at midfield. Lateral to our running back, then back to Jake, reverse flea flicker, my design scribbled on a diner napkin weeks ago. He sprinted, Steelton closing, turf pounding under cleats. 10 yards. 5. Tommy, redeemed or desperate, sealed the edge. Touchdown. 21-17. Overtime. The extra period was poetry in pain. We deferred. Steelton drove, but our D fired up, brothers at last. Stuffed them at the 5. Our turn, 3 rushes, inches gained in mud and blood. 4th and goal, Jake under center. Red 22. Hot. Snap clean. He dropped back, pocket collapsing. I screamed from sidelines, forgotten playbook in hand. He spun, evaded. Vance's blitz a ghost and fired low across the line. To me? No, wait, I wasn't even in. But there, in the end zone, hands outstretched. Tommy, redemption incarnate, hauling it in. Bedlam. Hugs, tears, Jake lifting me despite the rules, spinning till dizzy. We did it, he gasped, forehead to mine amid the crush. But victory soured fast. Locker room post-game, adrenaline crashing. Tommy cornered us by the showers. Nice play, lovers, he sneered. Phone out. Video rolling, our kiss from the river, blurry but damning. Sent this to the group chat. Enjoy the fallout. Jake lunged. I grabbed him. How? Tommy grinned, cruel. Overheard you whinin' to your dad. Easy pickings. Betrayal bit deep. Tommy, the brute we'd pulled into the fold, twisting the knife. He stormed out, laughter echoing. News spread like Ohio wildfire. By dawn, texts buzzed. Slurs, questions, silence from friends. School Monday was a gauntlet. Whispers in halls, stares in class. Jake shielded me, arms slung casual but possessive, but cracks showed. His throws erratic in practice, my notes illegible. Coach called us in. Boys, this town's changing slow as molasses. You want a lead? Own it. We nodded, but fear festered. Dad confronted me over dinner, eyes soft. Heard rumors, Mijo. That true? I nodded, tears hot. Yeah, and I love him. He hugged me fierce. Then fight for it, like you fight for that team. The semifinals loomed against Crestview Cougars, a dynasty with state rings stacked. We trained brutal. Dawn runs along the river, Jake and I stealing moments in the boathouse, kisses tasting of salt and strategy. What if they win? I whispered one fog-shrouded morning, his breath warm on my neck. They won't, 'cause we're underdogs, Alex. Underdogs bite back. Romance bloomed fragile. Notes in lockers, you're my audible. Hands laced under cafeteria tables. But homophobia's shadow lengthened. Graffiti on my truck. Freak QB's boy toy. Jake's dad, a mill vet with calloused hands, pulled him aside after a scout call. Son, this thing, it true. Jake stood tall. Yeah, Dad, and it's real. Game night, stadium electric under sodium glow. Crestview dominated early, their speed blurring lines. Score 17-0 at half. Huddle reeked of despair. Even Marcus hung head. Jake gripped my shoulders, me now assistant coach in all but name. Listen, this ain't about them. It's us. Millwood misfits against the machine. Eyes locked, a vow. Second half, we surged. Interception by our corner, return to the house. Jake's bombs, my calls, poetry. Tied at 17. Final drive. 2 minutes left. Crestview's D-swarmed. Jake scrambled. Hit sacked hard. Helmet pop. Body crumpling. Deja vu from opening night. But worse, he didn't rise. Time stopped. Medics rushed. Crowd hushed. I shoved through. Kneeling. His eyes fluttering. Concussed. Blood trickling. Jake, stay with me. Vispir, Lijing, Alex. You're the playmaker. They carted him off, ambulance wailing into night. Coach thrust clipboard at me. Your call, Rivera. Heart-shattering, I huddled the team. Tommy included, face ashen. For Jake, run the wheel. They nodded, ghosts banished. I called snaps from sidelines, voice steady as steel. Final play. Screen to Marcus, 30 yards, untouched. Touchdown, 24-17. Victory but hollow, Jake in ER, us in shadows. Hospital wait was eternity. Dad drove, silent support. Jake emerged groggy, thumb up from the dock. Mild concussion, out for finals. You did it, he croaked, squeezing my hand till knuckles white. Tears came then, raw. Without you, bullshit. You were always the leader, Alex. I just threw the ball. We clung, world outside irrelevant. But Tommy's video festered. By week's end, principal's office. Complaints from parents, bored breathing fire. This lifestyle divides the team. Jake's dad stormed in, ally unexpected. Divides? It's love, you fossils. My boy's a winner because of it. Town split. Old guard versus new blood, protests at the gates. Yet underdogs rallied, fundraisers at Brew Haven, rainbow stickers on Mavericks helmets. I led practices, Jake's voice in my ear via phone. Flood left, babe. Romance deepened in quiet. Walks by the river, his head on my shoulder, stars wheeling overhead. Marry me someday? He murmured once, half-joke. I laughed. After state finals. Against mighty Toledo Titans, undefeated behemoths. Jake sidelined, crutches and all, our talisman. Stadium pulsed, 10,000 strong, Millwood's finest hour. They scored first, ruthless. We answered, my schemes unfolding like origami. Halftime 14-10. Lockers thick with sweat and resolve. Tommy approached, head bowed. I was wrong. About everything. Let me block for you. Redemption's arc, shaky, but real. I clasped his forearm. Earn it on the field. The second half was Armageddon, scripted by underdog gods. Titans line charged like rhinos, but our D, forged in fire, held, sacks piling like cordwood. Jake's cheers from the bench thunder, his presence a shield. I pace sidelines, plays etched in soul. Draw right, bootleg, snap. Tommy pancaked their edge, Jake would have beamed. Marcus hauled the slant for 25, diving into end zone. 17-14 us. Titans roared back, field goal to tie. Overtime loomed, hearts volcanic. Overtime coin flip hours. We kicked. They drove to our 30, fourth and short. Their beast of a fullback lumbered. Tommy met him head-on, collision echoing like thunderclap. Stuff. No good. Our ball, 25 to glory. First down, handoff to our scatback, 5 yards. Second, draw play, grinding earth. 3rd and 5, the call. Screen left, wheel. Huddle broke, eyes locked on me. The pretend friend turned captain. Snap. QB dropped, blockers peeled. Ball to Marcus, who flipped to the tight end, streaking reverse. Titans bit, over pursuing. Open field. Our freshman corner. Overlooked kid named Eli. Snagged the pitch, 40 yards. Legs churning. Titans secondary grasping air. He crossed paint untouched. 24-17. Eruption. Fireworks, screams, Millwood reborn. Field storm. Teammates hoisting me. Turf yielding under weight. Jake crutched through, claiming his kiss, public, defiant, cheers drowning slurs. Tommy clapped my back, grin genuine. You led us, Rivera. Freak or not. Laughter bubbled, cathartic. Trophies gleamed under lights, but real prize. Us, unbroken. Aftermath cascaded. Town hall erupted, parents decrying agenda. But youth countered. Vigils at the river. Love wins banners on bridges. Jake's recovery was grueling. PT sessions where I'd read plays aloud, his hand in mine tracing routes on his thigh. Romance flowered domestic. Movie nights in his basement. Popcorn fights dissolving to slow dances. His lips mapping my collarbone with reverence. You're my MVP, he'd whisper, fingers interlacing like puzzle pieces. But betrayal's echo lingered. Tommy's video, now viral in whispers, drawing scouts' side eyes. Ohio State's offer to Jake hung tentative. Character concerns. The letter read. Mine? None. I was the brain, not the arm, but dreams deferred stung. Winter thawed to spring, Millwood buzzing reinvention. We founded Maverick Allies, GSA offshoot. Meetings in the library where I'd once hidden. Jake co-led, charm disarming skeptics. Tommy even showed, awkward but earnest. Making amends, he'd mutter, passing rainbow cookies. Dad joined, wrench-calloused hands folding flyers. Proud of you, Mijo. Both. Dates evolved. Prom, him in rented tux, me in thrift shop chic, slow dancing to Springsteen under disco ball. This is us, he said, breath warm. Real. Yet conflict brewed anew. Summer scorched, camps called, Jake to Buckeye Clinic, me to academic decathlon. Distance tested. Texts at odd hours. Miss your voice. Calls laced with static and longing. Then the bomb. Tommy, redemptive arc derailed. Caught selling team plays to a rival coach for beer money. Desperate, he claimed, but trust shattered. Jake confronted him at the quarry, fists clenched. After everything? Tommy hung head. Jealous. Of you two, easy like poetry. Me? Nothing. I pulled Jake back. He's human. Flawed as us. Forgiveness? Not yet. But we suspended him from allies. A mercy over malice. Fall heralded senior year. Stakes stratospheric. Jake's arm rehabbed strong. Scouts returned. Ohio State firming offers. We trained dawn patrols, river mist cloaking runs where kisses punctuated sprints. State again? He'd pant, sweat slick. Dynasty. But undercurrents swirled. New coach whispers. Distractions code for us. Principal called assembly, diversity talk veiled. Town polarized. Pride parades clashing with pickets. Our story tabloid fodder in Cleveland rags. Queer QB's fake romance? Headlines sneered. Jake laughed it off over malts at the diner. Let him talk. We're epic. Mid-season maelstrom. Away game at Rivorton. Bleachers hostile. Pre-game. Their captain. Vance from regionals. Taunted Jake. Heard your soft off-field too. Fists itched. But Jake grinned. Softer than your D last year. Game brutal, we trailed 21-7. Rain sheeting. Field muck. Halftime, locker stench of wet gear and defeat. I diagrammed on a soggy towel. Air raid go routes. Second half flipped. Jake's lasers pierced storm. 3 picks by our secondary. Final drive, 4th and 10 at their 40, blitz incoming. He evaded, scrambled 20 yards, sliding safe. Spike, timeout. Your call, Alex. I yelled, post to Eli. Snap, Eli streaked, ball kissing gloves. Touchdown. 28-24. Rivorton wilted. Post-game, under stadium eaves, Vance cornered us. Lucky queers. Jake stepped up. Skill asshole. Learn it. But eyes held warning, deeper grudge. Weeks later, truth surfaced. Vance, Tommy's old camp buddy, baiting sabotage. Tommy confessed, tear-streaked. Told him plays. For forgiveness or some shit. Betrayal double tap. Coach benched him indefinite. Jake raged, punching bags till knuckles bled. I held him that night, his sobs soaking my shirt. Why us? Because we're light in dark places. Humanizes the hate. Humanity's thread wove through pain. We leaned in, therapy sessions tag team. Jake unpacking by curiosities from boyhood crushes. Me voicing library closets. Dad hosted barbecues, Jake's folks thawing. His mom baking tamales, a bridge. Allies swelled, town shifting. Murals on mill walls, rainbows in shop windows. Romance matured. Less fire, more hearth. Stargazing on truck beds, promises etched in constellations. College together? He'd ask, Ohio State dual acceptance letters clutched. Where you lead, I follow. Playoffs dawned crisp, path to repeat paved with thorns. Quarterfinals. Upset over undefeated Eastlake, my gadget play, a double reverse. Sealing 35-31. Jake hoisted me post-whistle, world-blurring cheers. Semis. Grudge match with Steelton, Vance's shadow merged. Their QB injured, him starting. Brutal chess. Scores traded, 28 all final quarter. Clock 1 o'clock, our ball at 50. Jake under center, eyes mine. Hail Mary. Nod. Snap, defenders swarmed. He planted, unleashed. Rainbow arc, 50 yards, into Eli's cradle. Touchdown. 35-28. Steelton wilted, Vance's glare daggers. Finals eve, eve of destiny. Bonfire redux at Quarry Lake, team circle tight. Jake and I slipped away, lakeside, fireglow dancing faces. Whatever tomorrow, he said. Ring from his grandma's jewelry box. Simple silver, sliding on my finger. Forever starts now. Kiss sealed, deep as Ohio roots. Dawn broke golden, stadium awaits. State Finals redux. Toledo Titans rematch, under Klieg lights that turned night to noon. 15,000 souls crammed into Columbus's horseshoe. Buckeye Shrine, scouts prowling like wolves. Air electric, laced with hot pretzels and hope. Titans, avenging ghosts, starters bulked beasts. Kickoff, their return to our 15, drive methodical, bulldozing to pay dirt. 7-0. We answered tentative, field goal, 7-3. Jake's arm hummed, but drops plagued. Nerves or pressure? Halftime 14-10, Titans leading, our huddle a pressure cooker. Lockers. Coach's gravel voice. Underdogs don't quit. They claw. Jake gripped my elbow, hidden. Your brain, my brawn. I nodded. Scribbling frenzy. Mesh concept. Rub routes. Second half detonated. Our D forced fumble. Recovery at midfield. Drive. Jake to Marcus. Slant for 15. Handoff grind 5. Play action bomb to Eli. 30 yards. Tiptoeing sideline. Extra point good. 17-14. Titans punched back. Trick play tying 17 all. Fourth quarter war. Punts, stops, clocks ticking like bombs. 2 o'clock left. Our ball at 35. Down 24-20 after their bolt from blue score. Huddle. Breaths ragged. Mud-caked. Tommy, reinstated for grit. Eyes fierce. For Millwood. Jake clapped helmets. Red 22. On 1. Snap blitz. He evaded left, pocket collapsing. Throw it. I yelled. Heart vice. But no, scramble right, 15 yards evaded. Sliding bounds. First down. Clock 1:20. Next. Quick out to Marcus, 8 yards. 0:55. Huddle. Screen right flares. Snap, blocker's wall, ball to Eli who reversed to Tommy rumbling 20. 0:30. Timeout. Jake's face sheened. Eyes locked mine. One more. The wheel. Final play. No huddle. Crowd deafening. Under center, Jake scanned, Titans cheating up. Set. Hut. Chaos. Line exploded. D's looping. He dropped 7 steps dancing. Pressure mounted, Vance-esque ghost from their edge. I screamed audible. Killer B. Switched to floods. Ball spiraled. High arcing rainbow, 55 yards, defying gravity. Eli streaked corner route, leap, fingers tipped, corralled, dragged toe in bounds. Touchdown. 27-24. Uproar apocalyptic. Confetti premature. Teammates piling. But flags, pass interference? No clean. Extra point. Snap high, holder bobbles, kick shanked wide. 27-24. But wait, no safety? Titans onside desperate. We recovered. Knelt out clock. Victory. State champs again. Field invasion. Scarlet waves, me lost and crush. Jake finding me. Lift, spin, kiss amid flashes. We did it, playmaker. Tears mixed sweat. Trophies heavy, but hearts heavier with joy. Pandemonium post. Locker parades through Columbus streets, horns blaring, fans lining boulevards. Back in Millwood, dawn heroes welcome, fire truck sirens, mayor's key. But under glow, shadows. Jake's phone buzzed. Ohio State. Full ride. Character clause waived. Mine. Academic scholarship. Bundled. Tommy redeemed full college walk-on, our nod. Allies exploded. Town pivoted. Pride Month murals. Mill sponsoring floats. Yet climax crested personal. Summer waned. College loomed. Buckeye bound. Dual dorms whispered. One August Eve, riverbank. Fireflies winking, Jake knelt. Alex Rivera. You faked into my heart. Marry me? Not now, someday. Ring gleamed, his grandma's resized. Yes. Choked. Pulling him up. Kiss sealing fates. But by kitsch twist. His letter arrived, NFL scout. Pro combine invite. Go pro. I teased. Only if you manage. Laughter. Love's bomb. Fall semester. Campus chaos. Scarlet seas. We navigated fresh. Classes clashing schedules. Frat parties testing. Jake's throws dazzled. Heisman whispers. My poli-sci seminars. Essays on equity. Romance evolved, study dates in stacks, his hand under table. Tailgates, jerseys matched. Conflict simmered. Homophobic heckler at game. Slur flung. Jake confronted post-win. Mic drop. Love who you love. Win rings doing it. Viral, turning tides. Winter break home. Millwood snow-draped. River iced. Dad's shop holiday party. Jake wrench turning beside. Grease-streaked grins. Tommy dropped by. Sober 6 months. Thanks for the shot. Forgiveness circle closed. But deeper dive. Jake's therapy unearthed. Dad's mill pressures. By shame from church pews. You saved me, he'd say, vulnerability velvet. Mine. Coming out essays. Published in Campus Rag. Ripples National. Spring Bloom. Bowl bids. Jake's arm cannon MVP. Off-field. Allies chapters sprouted Ohio-wide. We road-tripped. Route 66 echoes. Diners and dawns, his head on dash. This life's ours. Betrayal scar faded. Replaced resolve. Graduation loomed. Caps tossed. Pro day. Jake's combines blurred. 40-time blistering. Throws laser. Draft buzz. First round? June draft. Green room tense. Suits starched. ESPN glow. Families hushed. Pick 22. Cleveland Browns, home soil, lake effect dreams. Elation, hugs crushing. Clevetown. I grinned. Closer to Millwood. Post-draft gala. Toasts flowed. But quiet moment. Hotel balcony. City lights sprawling. Lead the pack now, QB. He pulled close. With you? Always. Rookie camp. Brutal hierarchies harsh. Jake shone, but vets tested. Slurs locker-veiled. I visited playbook in tow. Counter with wins. Minicamp miracle. His game winner. Scouts nodding. Off-season. Our pad in Cleveland. Views of lake. Morning's tangled sheets. Clean. Cherished. Allies pro chapter. Him speaking at Pride. Town pilgrimages. Millwood murals our faces. Kids in rainbow jerseys. Yet humanity's core. Dad's health scare. Heart murmur. Mill dust legacy. We rallied. Jake bedside jokes lightning. Recovery slow but bonds iron. Tommy's wedding. Surprise invite. Us best men. Vows echoed ours unspoken. Fall opener. Browns versus Steelers. Rivalry riverborn. Jake starter. Nerves steel. I watched box. Heart sink. First quarter. Bomb to rookie WR hours. Touchdown. Halftime interview. For the Underdogs back home. Win 28-17. Post-game call. Your plays, babe. Pride swelled. Season arc. Ups. Division lead. Downs. Injury bug. Jake's ankle tweak. Playoffs clinched. Wild card dance. Divisional. Rematch Titans alumni. Ghost slain. Jake's OT dagger. Confetti anew. Conference. Steelton pros. Vance QB. Grudge eternal. Score knotted. Fourth quarter. Their drive stalls. Ours. My old wheel tweaked. Touchdown. 24-21. Vance post handshake. Respect. Arc bent. Championship. Super Bowl fever. Miami Sun. Opponent. Dynasty Pats echo. Halftime down 14-10. Locker. Jake's fire. For love for Millwood. Second surge. Pick 6. Field goal. Bomb 31-27. Final drive. Their Hail Mary swatted. Clock 0. Lombardi hoist. Rings gleam. Confetti blizzard. Kiss televised. World watched. We led. He whispered. Tears. Joy. Grief for paths untrod. Years blurred. Rings stacked. Kids adopted. 2 boys. River named. Millwood HQ. Foundation for Queer Youth Sports. Dad retired. Shop hours. Tommy coach. Redemption coach. Epilogue dawn. River walk. Silvered hair. Hands linked. Pretend to reel. Jake mused. Worth every hit. I squeezed. Underdogs forever. Looking back, that first fake handshake in the hallway feels like a lifetime ago. A clumsy bridge over chasms I didn't know ran so deep. Millwood, Ohio, with its rust-belt grit and river-veined heart, taught me pretending polishes nothing. It's the raw, scarred truth that forges legends. Jake and I, from study buddy charade to Super Bowl saviors, proved it. Underdogs don't just survive, they redefine the game. But let's rewind to the immediate afterglow. because triumph's sweetest when savored slow. Post-championship, the whirlwind hit hurricane force. Parades down Cleveland's Euclid Avenue, confetti cannons saluting like artillery, fans in Brown's orange waving foam fingers etched with our numbers. Jake's 7, mine honorary 42 for the plays I ghostwrote. Media frenzy. ESPN town halls. Jake fielding how's it feel? Gay icon? With that Harlan grin. Feels like home with better lighting. Me? Sidebar stories. The brain behind the arm. My poli-sci degree parlayed into analyst gigs. Breaking down film with a lover's eye for angles. We bought the lakeside condo that summer. Windows framing Erie's moods. Tempest to turquoise. Mornings. Coffee black. His legs tangled mine. Plans sketched on napkins anew. Foundation first, he insisted. Maverick mentors. For kids like us. Hiding in huddles. I nodded. Pen flying. Grants for queer sports camps. Scholarships laced with therapy stipends. Launch in Millwood, of course. Quarry Lake groundbreaking, Tommy wielding shovel, his wife beaming. Full circle, he grunted, sweat beading. Jake clapped his back. No grudges. Tommy's eye roll. Water under the bridge. Literally. Dad's recovery anchored us. The heart stint scared straight. We convinced him to sell the shop. Fund a fishing cabin upstate. Retire viejo. I teased over pozole. Jake's arm casual around my waist. Family now seamless. His folks visited often, thawing to toasts. Jake's mom, Elena, teaching me paella twists. His dad, grizzled but grinning, grilling Jake on that Rivera boy's influence, turning you soft? Jake's retort, stronger, Dad. Watch the tape. Adoption whispers turn shouts next spring. Agency hoops high, backgrounds pristine, but lifestyle scrutiny loomed. Home studies. Social worker probing. How you handle bullying? Jake's answer, steady. By showing them love wins fights. Me. Stats on resilient queer families. Footnotes fierce. Clearance came July, files stamped. First meet. Foster brothers. Javier 8 and Lucas 6. Eyes wide at our fancy house. Balloons, pizza, Jake on floor, pigskin props. Wanna throw. Javier's tentative toss hooked him. Luca clung me, whispering, you gay like Daddy said? I nodded. Yup, and you're stuck with us. Giggles sealed. Parenting's playbook? Improv. Nights. Bedtime stories of underdog tales. Our state-run, sanitized for tots. Mornings. School drop-offs. Jake's SUV blasting Springsteen. Boys in tiny jerseys. Challenges crested. Javier's school taunt. Your dad's kiss. Tears at dinner. We huddled family style. Words hurt, but we stand tall. Like blocking a blitz. Jake demoed air tackles. I drew resilience maps. Counselors looped in, allies toolkit deployed. Progress. Javier's rainbow drawing pinned fridge. Luca's, I love my dad's chant. Career arcs intertwined. Jake's QB reign. 3 rings in 5, endorsements stacking. Gatorade ads, his arm flexing beside mine diagramming. Retirement loomed post 35, but not before one more. His vow. Me, broadcast booth. Color commentary laced humanism. Football's family, folks, diverse as the line. Book deal. Audibles of the heart. Our story sans spice. Bestseller in YA aisles. Tours. Millwood stops. Signing for wide-eyed teens. Pretend less, I'd say. Live loud. Tommy's path paralleled. High school coach. Millwood helm. State titles under him, our guest analyst, banter sharp. Wedding vow renewed his. You too? Blueprint. His kid, a Spitfire girl, idolized our boys, playdates river runs. Town transformed. Millwood Pride Annual, floats mill-built, Jake Grand Marshal on vintage truck. Old guard faded. New blood bloomed. Queer mayor, allies alums council bound. Dad's cabin became retreat. Boys fishing, Jake and I porch swinging, beers clinking. Worth the betrayal? He'd ask, sunset gilding. Every scar. Boys grew. Javier quarterback prodigy. Luca artist sketching plays poetic. High school huddles, our warnings wise. Find your Alex, Jake told Jav on prom night. Tux askew. Someone who sees the man behind the helmet. Empty nest echoed, but not empty. Grandkids teased, Foundation Global now. Jake's hall call. Canton induction, me beside, speech heart pour. To the pretend friend who became my forever play, Alex, you called the shots. Applause thundered. Our kiss encore. Twilight years. River walks slower, hands arthritic linked. Millwood Mill Museum housed our jerseys. Plaque. Underdogs united. One final bonfire. Quarry circle grandkids wide. Jake's voice. Gravel soft. From fake to fate. I leaned in, fireflies witnesses. Lead on, Harlan. In the end, it's not rings or rings exchanged. It's the humanistic hum. Love as underdog, clawing from shadows to stadiums. Proving peace isn't pretended, but pursued. Millwood's lights still flicker Fridays, but brighter now, echoing our arc. Betrayal to brotherhood, conflict to chorus. And in that American Heartland chorus, two boys from Ohio found their huddle eternal.